What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and today I'm back with this guy,
Gershwan.
and we're doing another Q&A titled "For the Greater."
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. That is what P.U. Glover 253 did. He asks, how strong is Kharn the Betrayer? Could he go one-on-one with Phalodon the Useless? That's a good question.
Yeah.
I honestly think that in a 1 versus 1 match between Abaddon and Kharn, Abaddon would be able to outsmart Kharn most of the time. I think that Abaddon has no he does not want to fight Abaddon or Kharn. Like, he knows that that's not going to get them anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, he would try to use Kharn to, push another
Black Crusade.
or something that's going to fail later on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so in that match, I always feel that Abaddon is the smarter fighter, which means that he's going to be the winner for most. What is it called?
Rounds, I guess.
Yeah, but Kharn is, I think, stronger in the sense that he's more savage.
Yeah, Kharn is a better close combat fighter than Abaddon is.
Mm-hmm.
This has been seen in the lore. Because surprisingly enough, both of them have fought Saint Celestine. And Celestine has actually beaten Kharn, which she wasn't able to do to Abaddon. But even though you beat Kharn, he doesn't die. Khorne likes him so much that he'll resurrect him time and time again. And that's been shown. Because there are times where he's been beheaded, but then later on, years later, you see him in another campaign or something. So I'm not sure if that's going to happen with Abaddon, since he has Dracnian, which I think could kill off his soul or entrap his soul in the sword, which then he wouldn't be able to resurrect. It's interesting.
Yeah, but would you say that relic-wise, Abaddon has the better relics at his disposal?
Oh yeah, and he's got the Talon of Horus, a Primarch's weapon, which Kharn has the
axe.
The axe. I don't know if it's Gore Child or Gore Father, but he has one of Angron's axes.
But then also Abaddon has the sword.
Yeah, Dracnian. Yeah. On the other side, I'm not sure if Abaddon has psychic powers or anything like that, but then they'll do nothing against Kharn because he has Khorne's protection. So warp powers don't do anything to him.
Yeah.
If you want to learn a little bit more, I've actually had both of these characters featured in the Grim Dark battles. It was Kharn against Drago. So if you want to see him go up against another OP dude, check that out.
Yeah.
And it was Abaddon against Dante. So Dante wields an axe, and so does Kharn. So that might be a little bit of a telltale fight to see who would win.
We should get one of them videos for them.
Yeah.
What do you call them?
Grim Dark Battles.
Grim Dark Battles.
And I just remembered, wow, I completely forgot about doing Belisarius' Call against Be'lakor. I need to get on that. Because I asked you guys, and I did the poll, and I did the questionnaire and all that stuff, and I completely forgot. Wow.
That's an interesting battle.
That is, yeah. Who do you think has it?
Be'lakor. I think Belisarius' Call is smart, but I don't think he can beat
But do you think he's smart enough to outthink Be'lakor?
No, he's a demon.
But he's been casted aside by the Chaos Gods, so he's not as powerful as he once was.
Oh, I thought it was the opposite. I thought all Chaos Gods
they did
him up.
But
he didn't keep him.
Yeah, he didn't. He couldn't keep their favor.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, that'd be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Next question. This one comes from Timothy Armstrong. Fourth time asking, what's the lore behind Shadow Sun versus the Death Guard?
So that's a very interesting question, because GW, before the Psychic Awakening, the Tau came out, they put out a little article, a little insert of actual lore from Shadow Sun herself. She was essentially sending out a distress signal to the rest of the Tau, saying that they're fighting a war of attrition against Nurgle, and they're not winning. They're being bombarded, they're being outclassed, outplayed, outmatched, and she is, you could tell in her demeanor, she looks defeated. Like, she needs help right away, ASAP. If not, the Tau are going to be overtaken in this the new Fifth Sphere expansion. However, one of the other Tau comes in, and they're like, "Oh, they're fighting. We need you." Then this is when her demeanor changes from like looking defeated to a stalwart commander, and like she's like, "Okay, like prep this, do that, and like we gotta put our all into it." And that's where the little message ends. So this is very interesting because, yes, the Tau were shown to be fighting the Death Guard. However, when we actually get to the Psychic Awakening, things change. They're no longer fighting the Death Guard, they're fighting the Astra Militarum, which have Gene Stealer cults within them. And they literally do not talk about the Death Guard, so I don't know what exactly is going on there. Was this a mistake on GW's part? Was this supposed to come out later? Was the Psychic Awakening the greater good supposed to be Tau versus Nurgle and Death Guard and all that? So they haven't said anything on this, and I don't know.
Maybe it was like GW's way of just saying, well, we'll let the players hash it out. So leaving it like open to interpretation. And if you want to run a campaign with those two factions, then like, go for it. But it must suck not knowing exactly what happened in the lore.
Yeah, but it also sucks, like, if you were expecting to see the Death Guard in, like, the next Psychic Awakening. No.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, no, you get Gene Stealer cults, Tau, and Astra Militarum. And it's like, okay, maybe the next one will be Death Guard. Nope. It's going to be Orcs, Necrons, and do you know what the third one is?
No. But, yeah, I mean, it sucks that they didn't use another Tau named character for that Psychic Awakening phase if they had already used Shadow Sun.
Right, because I think they were building up the hype for Shadow Sun because she got a new model. But I don't know, it's weird. It's very like counterproductive. Why show them fighting Death Guard if they're going to be fighting Astra Militarum in the next pertinent event?
Yeah. Next question comes from Teddy Bear Republic. Have you seen the If the Emperor Had Text-to-Speech Device series by Bruva Alphabusa? Honestly, it's hilarious and creative, just like you guys. Oh, damn. We are not to their level. No, I haven't seen their stuff.
Yeah, I've seen a ton of clips, ton of memes and GIFs of it. I always tell myself that I need to actually sit down and watch it. And I don't know. I never actually have gotten to the point of doing it. Something else always comes up.
Yeah, but you could tell that they have like a good creative team. They are way beyond what we have put out. So I'll check them out though.
Yeah, very funny things. Like whenever I think of text-to-speech device, I always think of the oily custodes and their abs.
Yeah, which is what the lore used to say the custodes used to be.
Yep.
Which is weird.
I mean, because everything that happens in that, I assume, has like a basis in actual like lore. That's why you have like what is it, like a
slime marble?
Yes, there's a slime marble meme. You have the diggers. Yeah, there's a lot of funny stuff in there.
Yeah. Next question.
This one's by Tinman 40K. Does the Emperor actually hate Xenos, or does he just see them as a threat to humanity?
He loves humanity a lot, and he's willing to kill any Xenos that stand in his way to keep loving humanity. During the Great Crusade, though, it was the Imperial Truth did say like no Xenos, which is why a lot of the Space Marine legions, when they were going in the exploration fleets, they would just destroy any human civilization that worked with Xenos. Well, they'd say, hey, like break away from these guys, and if the human population was like, no, we're not going to betray our allies, they helped us through the Age of Strife. Then the Space Marines would be like, all right, well, the Imperial Truth tells us we can kill you.
Right.
So we're going to kill you.
Yeah. That whole time you were explaining that, like, when you said no Xenos, I heard it as nosy nose.
Nosy nose, yeah.
But yeah, Xenos equals not good for humanity, quote unquote.
Yeah. Next question.
This one is by Defool06. Can Grandpapa Nurgle fully restore even his most corrupted, mutated, and rotten followers to their original, healthy selves? He tends to bless those who he pleases himself with, and the most horrific diseases as a reward. So, can he punish those who have failed or displeases him by removing all his blessings, diseases, thus making them healthy?
No, I think that if Nurgle wants to punish one of his followers who already has mutations,
Mutations.
he has a lot of really interesting ways to do that. Mostly lobotomizing or making them less sentient.
Right, becoming spawn.
Yeah, his gardens are full of creatures and flora and fauna that are just they're you could tell that they were once worshippers and now they're just plants.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're just a bug. So you do not want to piss off Grandfather Nero because he's going to punish you in a funny, joyful way that's going to essentially kill your mind.
Right.
Your body will still be there, but your mind's gone. Scary.
Yeah, it is very scary. But yeah, I think once you actually get these mutations or boons, there's no going back.
No.
It's like my tentacle will always be a tentacle.
Yeah.
Unless it gets hacked off.
Next question comes from... do you got one?
This one's by Darth Hunter. Hola, borachitos.
Whoa.
Can Chaos Space Marines befriend demons? Or are demons kind of like disgusted with the human presence in the warp? I don't know. Well, obviously demons and Chaos Space Marines fight alongside one another.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't go as far to say that they're friends.
No, they're always trying to like one up each other because like what it is it's a competition to get the favor of the chaos gods. And whether you're human or you're a demon, you're fighting against that favoritism. And you always see that whenever a Chaos Space Marine has a relic. We talked about Abaddon and we talked about Kharn and how their weapons have demons in them and they're somehow like manipulating them, not just. Or their main purpose is to better the demon that's inside the weapon, and please the chaos god. So I wouldn't call them a friendship. I would call it more like we're allies for now, but understand that I'm just using you.
Right. Definitely, there is no friendship between Fulgrim and his demon.
Yep.
Because I mean, obviously, he put you in a painting, bro. You don't do that to homies.
I would never put my homies in a painting unless they wanted me to.
Only if it's like a Titanic style painting.
Yeah, they would have to pose like a French woman.
Mm-hmm.
Last question.
This one's by Unappeasable Emo. If a single race or faction was suddenly disappearing from the lore and everything, which would this be to benefit the Imperium the most?
Eldar.
Really?
They're already dying. Like they
how would it like benefit the Imperium?
Because then it becomes a situation where they have access to the Black Library, which is something that they really need to understand what I think the Emperor's endgame was. The Emperor, I don't think the Emperor did what he did because he was just being dumb. I think like there was a plan, involved the Alpha Legion, involved the Cabal, and that plan is probably written down. And it was prophesized by some farseer, and it's hidden in the Black Library. Because that's really where the... what's the dude from the Cabal? The human guy? Grimaldus? No.
Yeah, no.
Well, that guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the Elder.
Interesting. I was just going to outright say Chaos.
Get rid of the... Well, I mean, yeah. You're
obviously, if you dissolve Chaos, then the Imperium doesn't have, like, that huge threat to focus all their time and effort on.
Then it just becomes humans versus Tyranids.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that'd be cool. It would be a completely different game. I think it would be less grimdark and more like...
I don't know, human versus animal.
Like Halo.
Yeah.
And those were the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, comment down below. We enjoy answering these questions. And if we didn't answer your question, just ask again or ask multiple times. Thumb up the ones that you like. And, yeah.
We'll see you in the next one. This is the Sound Alchemist.
Gershwan.
And we are out of here.
Oh, if you could put my freedom back in